Imagine, dark, wet, tight. A slimy, rubbery wall surrounds you. You're sliding, tumbling, along with a rush of water. The air is knocked from your lungs. Where are you? What is happening? You've been swallowed whole by a whale. It's the stuff of nightmares, of ancient myths and children's stories. Jonah and the whale. Pinocchio escaping Geppetto's wooden prison from inside a monstrous fish. But could such a thing ever really happen? What if you found yourself inside the mouth of one of these ocean giants? Would you be doomed to be crushed, digested, lost forever in the belly of the beast? Or could there be a chance, however slim, of survival? Let's journey into the deep, separating fact from fiction to explore the fascinating and sometimes terrifying possibilities of a close encounter with the largest toothed predator on Earth. For centuries, tales of humans swallowed by whales have captivated our imaginations. These stories, passed down through generations, often served as cautionary tales, warnings about the dangers that lurked in the unknown depths. Jonah, swallowed by a great fish as punishment from God, emerges after 3 days and 3 nights, forever changed by his ordeal. Pinocchio, swallowed by a gargantuan dogfish, finds his father trapped inside, and together they plot their escape. While these stories capture the awe and terror that whales inspire, they are just that, stories. The reality of whale biology paints a different picture. Most whales, despite their immense size, have relatively small throats. Humpback whales, for example, filter tiny krill through baleen plates, while blue whales, the largest animals on Earth, have throats only about the size of a beach ball. So while a whale swallowing a human whole might make for a thrilling tale, it's not something that happens in the real world, or is it? There's one whale, a denizen of the deep with a taste for giant squid, that possesses an anatomical quirk, a characteristic that has fueled speculation about the possibility of swallowing something as large as a human. This is the sperm whale. Sperm whales are the largest of the toothed whales, with males reaching lengths of up to 60 feet and weighing over 40 tons. They are fearsome predators, diving thousands of feet to hunt giant squid in the inky blackness. And unlike their baleen-filtering cousins, sperm whales have throats large enough to swallow a human whole. But size isn't the only factor. Sperm whales also have a unique adaptation in their throats, a flexible, expandable pouch known as the distensible sac. This sac, located behind the tongue, can stretch to accommodate prey as large as a giant squid. In fact, sperm whales have been found with squid beaks and other indigestible remains lodged in this sac. So while swallowing a human would be an unusual event for a sperm whale, it's not entirely out of the realm of anatomical possibility. But what would happen if you found yourself inside the belly of the beast? Would you stand a chance of survival? Let's imagine for a moment that you find yourself on the wrong end of a sperm whale's lunch rush. You're tumbling through the darkness, the whale's massive tongue pushing you further down its gullet. You brace yourself for crushing pressure, for suffocating darkness. Surprisingly, the first part of your journey might not be as harrowing as you'd expect. The whale's esophagus, while muscular, is designed to transport large prey without injury. You might feel a squeezing sensation as you're propelled downward, but you're unlikely to be crushed. The real trouble begins when you reach the whale's first stomach. Sperm whales have 4 stomachs, each with a different function in the digestive process. The first stomach, known as the forestomach, is where the real action happens. Here, you'd encounter a churning mass of partially digested squid, fish, and seawater. Enzymes would begin to break down your flesh, and the lack of oxygen would make it impossible to breathe. Even if you somehow survived the initial onslaught, you'd soon succumb to the harsh environment. Section 5. Echoes from the Deep, examining real-life accounts. While the scientific consensus remains skeptical, there are scattered accounts throughout history of sailors and fishermen claiming to have been swallowed by whales and lived to tell the tale. One of the most famous accounts comes from the early 20th century, involving a British sailor named James Bartley. According to the story, Bartley was aboard a whaling ship when a sperm whale attacked their small boat. Bartley was thrown overboard and disappeared beneath the waves. Hours later, the whale was captured and killed, and when its stomach was cut open, there was Bartley, unconscious but alive. While the story of James Bartley has been repeated and embellished over the years, there's little evidence to support its veracity. Most historians dismiss it as a tall tale, a sea shanty spun to impress landlubbers. Other accounts, often involving fishermen briefly trapped in the mouths of whales before being released, are more difficult to dismiss. These stories, while lacking in scientific documentation, suggest that close encounters with whales can be terrifying but not always fatal. Section 6. The Limits of Survival, a sobering reality check. The harsh realities of whale biology paint a bleak picture for anyone unfortunate enough to be swallowed alive. The lack of oxygen, the crushing pressure, and the corrosive digestive fluids all conspire to make survival highly improbable. While the distensible sac of a sperm whale might theoretically accommodate a human, the journey through the rest of the digestive system would be a one-way trip. The stomach acids and muscular contractions would quickly break down even the most resilient of organisms. So while tales of survival might fuel our imaginations, it's important to remember that the inside of a whale is not a hospitable environment for a human being. The odds of surviving such an ordeal are astronomically low, bordering on impossible. Section 7. A Whale of a Difference. Our Impact on Marine Giants. The hypothetical scenario of being swallowed by a whale, while fascinating, highlights a more profound truth. Our relationship with these magnificent creatures is complex and often fraught with peril. For centuries, humans have hunted whales, driving some species to the brink of extinction. The whaling industry, driven by the demand for whale oil, blubber, and other products, decimated whale populations around the world. Even today, some species, like the North Atlantic right whale, are struggling to recover from centuries of overexploitation. Beyond hunting, whales face a myriad of threats from human activities, including entanglement in fishing gear, collisions with ships, and habitat degradation. Pollution from plastic waste, chemical runoff, and noise pollution all take a toll on these sensitive creatures. Section 8. Respecting the Titans, a Call for Conservation. As we marvel at the immensity and power of whales, it's imperative that we also recognize our responsibility to protect them. These ocean giants play a vital role in maintaining the health of marine ecosystems. Their feeding habits help to regulate prey populations, and their massive bodies, when they die and sink to the ocean floor, provide a feast for deep-sea organisms. Conservation efforts such as establishing marine protected areas, reducing ship strikes, and mitigating plastic pollution are crucial for ensuring the survival of these magnificent creatures. By understanding and respecting whales, we not only protect biodiversity, but also safeguard the health of our oceans for generations to come. Section 9. The Enduring Allure of the Deep, a Legacy of Wonder. The idea of being swallowed by a whale, while rooted in both fascination and fear, ultimately reminds us of the awe-inspiring power and mystery of the natural world. The ocean depths, vast and unexplored, hold countless wonders, from bioluminescent creatures to underwater mountain ranges. While we may never fully unravel all the secrets of the deep, our encounters with whales, even hypothetical ones, serve as a reminder of the importance of exploration, curiosity, and respect for the natural world. By protecting these ocean giants, we preserve not only their future, but also our sense of wonder and connection to the planet we call home.